What's up, everybody? It is 2018. Happy New Year. I hope you had an amazing holiday. We made it. We're living in the future. And if you've decided 2018 is your year, you're gonna put yourself out there. Vlogging is a great way to engage your audience, whether you're a musical artist or a business owner. It's an awesome way to expand your brand and capture people's attention. So if you're wanting to get started in vlogging and you're not sure, hey, what camera should I get? This is the video for you. I'm gonna break down my two favorite vlogging cameras under $1,000. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? John Steingard here. Thank you for joining me. This is Movie Magic for the Masses, the show that teaches you how to shoot, edit, and share videos of your very own. If you're new here, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button. I love teaching you guys about this stuff, and there's gonna be so many more videos to come, and I want you guys to join me on this amazing journey. Like I said before, it is 2018 now, and by now I'd imagine you probably have your favorite YouTubers that you follow, maybe vloggers, maybe people who talk about health or fitness or technology or business. And maybe watching some of those YouTubers has put you in a place where you feel like, hey, I want to make stuff. I want to make videos. I have been doing video production a ton the last 2 or 3 years, and a lot of my friends know that I do that. And sometimes I'll have a friend text me and ask me, hey, I want to get into vlogging, or I want to show behind the scenes of my album that I'm making, or something like that. And they're asking me, what camera should I get? And most recently, my buddy Trevor McNeven from 1000 Foot Crutch reached out to me asking those exact questions. So I thought it would be fun to take the conversation I had with him and unpack it for all of you so you guys can benefit from this information as well. So if you're just getting into vlogging or making videos of your own of any kind, I recommend that you don't spend more than about $1,000 on a camera setup. And with a $1,000 budget, there are two options that I think are really, really great for vlogging or like first-person filmmaking. These are the two cameras that I would recommend to anyone. This is the Canon Rebel SL2, and it is a very small DSLR, which means it does not have a built-in lens. You need to put a lens on it. This is the Sony RX100 Mark V, and it has everything all built in. It has a built-in lens that even zooms. It's a 24-70 equivalent lens, so you can get wide shots, you can get tight shots, and if you can see there, come on, lock on, you got this. The lens is made by Zeiss, which is a very reputable brand for lenses. So even though this thing's just a tiny little point and shoot camera, it is very powerful. So let's get into the differences between these two cameras and why you might choose one or the other. I'm gonna go through 5 of the most important things that you need to think about when you're choosing a vlogging camera. Number 1, a very important feature of a vlogging camera is a flip out screen. If you're filming yourself, you need to be able to see what's being filmed. So you don't wanna choose a camera that doesn't have a flip out screen, because in that case, you just be filming yourself and you have no idea what you're filming. I mean, you don't know what's going on behind you. You don't know if your face is framed in the shot properly. You always really want to be able to see yourself when you're filming. Now, pro tip, don't look at the screen the whole time you're filming, because then your audience is gonna feel like you're just looking off to the side, or if the screen's above, it's just gonna be this awkward thing. So don't do that. SL2 has a flip out screen on the side. RX100 has a flip out screen on top. So on that point, both of these cameras are very capable. Number 2 is great autofocus. In vlogging, you need to be able to film yourself. You need to be able to film things quickly, so you want to have great autofocus. And both of these cameras have good autofocus, but the Canon SL2 has Canon's brand new dual pixel autofocus, and it is very, very good. It's the same autofocus system I'm using on my 1DX to film this right now. And if you notice, I walk away, it stays focused on my face, I come close, so awkwardly close you can see the pores. Oh, that's awful. See, I'm looking at myself in the screen, and this is what I told you not to do. All that to say, this Canon autofocus is phenomenal, and my $6,000 1DX has this feature, but this tiny little SL2 has it as well. The RX100 has an older style of autofocus, but it's still very capable. It's capable of locking onto your face and following it, but I do think that the Canon system is stronger, and I went outside to test it. And you can see here on the Canon SL2 that the focus is really staying on my face. That's because the dual pixel autofocus is doing a great job at locking onto my face, and even as I get closer and further away, it knows this face here, this is the important part. Also, the RX100 does a pretty good job at staying on my face, but it's a little bit easier for it to lose track. If I was right here in the frame on the SL2, you would still have the focus on my face and I could show you stuff like, oh, look at those trees. But on the RX100, I have to stay kind of centered. Otherwise the face tracking doesn't capture me quite as well. The other major benefit here is that if for some reason the camera's just not focusing on my face properly, or if it's not focusing where I want it to focus, on the SL2 I can actually tap the screen and it will focus on wherever I tap. The RX100 does not have that. So I believe that is a point for the Canon SL2. Thing number 3 you want to look for in a vlogging camera is audio. Most of the time, it's not a very good idea to use the on-camera microphone for your videos. They tend to pick up absolutely everything. This is what the on-camera microphone sounds like on the RX100. And this is what the audio sounds like on the Canon SL2 with the external microphone attached. Better, right? And audio is super important in videos. If your audio does not sound good, people are just gonna feel like your video is actually not as good as maybe it is. So these two cameras are different in this respect. The RX100 has no place that you can plug in an external microphone, so you have to use the microphone on the camera. This is a point against the RX100. Now I will say, as far as on-camera mics go, this one's pretty good. It's actually pretty solid. As you can see, I've got these little wind muffles here, and it looks like a little mustache. And that's nice if you're outside, but it's not really gonna help reduce background noise in your videos. If you want to do that, what you need to do is get an external microphone mounted on your camera and plug it into your camera through the external mic jack. The RX100 does not have that. The Canon SL2 has a mic jack right there that you can plug something like this into. This is the Shure Lens Hopper V. No one pays attention to the number on this thing. It's a Shure shotgun microphone that goes on top of a camera just like this. I had too much coffee today. My hands are all jittery. So it goes on top of the camera like that, plugs in like that, and then you can shoot videos with great audio. So that is another point for the Canon SL2. Thing number 4 you want to look for in a vlogging camera is you want something that's small and portable, because a lot of times you're taking it around in your everyday life. You're not necessarily wanting to get this big camera out of a case. You want it to be convenient, and you don't want to give yourself reasons not to bring it. So that is where the RX100 wins big time. This thing is tiny. It can fit in your pocket, and then whenever action is happening, you can just pull it out and use it. It's really, really good for portability. This is where the Canon SL2 is not quite as good. I don't even have a lens on here right now, and it's already so much bigger than the RX100, especially with the, I mean, even without the microphone, it's still bigger. So for size, RX100, clear winner. And the 5th thing I want you guys to look out for when you're choosing a vlogging camera is, once you've got the basics covered, what additional features does a camera have? Now, both of these cameras are capable of doing so much more than just your standard, video stuff. They're both great photo cameras. They're both able to do slow motion video, which for a lot of vlogs is a very big feature that enables you to make things a bit more cinematic. And when it comes to added features, for the most part, the RX100, believe it or not, is the winner. This thing can shoot 4K. The Canon SL2 cannot shoot 4K. Also, the RX100 can shoot insane frame rates and do super slow motion. It can shoot 1080p at up to 120 frames a second. And then it even has these high frame rate modes that can shoot 240 frames a second, 480 frames a second, and even 940 frames a second. Now this is insane. These frame rates are things that you can normally only get from like super expensive cameras, Now I will say the quality decreases as you increase the frame rate, but having this option available to you in a tiny point and shoot is bonkers amazing. The SL2 can do up to 60 frames per second at 1080, so you can get a little bit of slow motion out of it. It's enough to make things vibey, but it's not gonna be anywhere near as insane as the RX100 slow motion. So those are all the major points of these two cameras that I wanted to talk about. So you might be asking, well, how much are these things? The RX100 is a very complete package all on its own. You don't need to get a bunch of extra stuff. You don't need to think about a lens. You can't get an external microphone on it, so we're not talking about that with this camera. And it is right at $1,000 all by itself, $999, which is quite a lot for a point and shoot, but as I've already said, this is a very, very capable camera. The Canon SL2 goes for $499 on Amazon, brand new, so that's half the price. But it doesn't come with a lens at $499. There is a kit that you can get that comes with this camera and an 18 to 55 millimeter lens for $599. So the SL2 with a kit lens is $599. That leaves us $400 to play with, and I would recommend getting this Shure lens hopper camera. Nope, not a camera, microphone. I would recommend getting this Shure lens hopper microphone. It's $299 brand new, which is a lot for a microphone, but like I said before, audio is very important. So if that brings us to $900, the other thing I would recommend you get is a Joby GorillaPod. And these are those squiggly looking things that you see people using sometimes. And what they enable you to do is you can kind of hold the camera up from your face so you're not like super close to the lens. You can hold it away from your body a little easier. Plus, if you want to film yourself with it sitting down, you can set it down on a table. You can wrap these legs around like a light post and film a time lapse or film yourself talking. This is a super handy tool for a vlogger. So those are the two cameras I would recommend if you're getting into vlogging. The only other thing I have to say is that I am a big believer in using whatever you have right now. If you have a passion for making videos and you want to get started, don't wait until you have $1,000 to spend. If you have a smartphone and a computer, you already have everything you need to make videos. My iPhone has incredible video specs, actually. If you have a Mac, then it comes with a program called iMovie, which is actually quite a capable video editor. So go and try it out, and don't upgrade to something like Final Cut or Premiere until you're starting to feel the limitations of the software you're using. The point here is don't wait to start making stuff. Go out, shoot stuff, edit it, share it, get practice at making these films. I am so excited for you guys to learn more, and please come back to see my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate you guys spending this time with me. Don't forget to subscribe down below, hit that like button if you're so inclined, and here's a couple videos that you might like. Thanks again, guys. Until next time, peace! Whoa! Forgot how powerful that is.